everybody, I'm Brandon. Bro, today I'm about to do a video from The Things. Yeah, The Things. This video right here is titled The Things 10. Oh, I'm sorry. This one right here is titled The Amazing World of Gumball Episodes That Weren't for Kids. Y'all requested some more Gumball. Don't trip, you know. Got y'all. Ooh, I got bars even when I ain't even trying to have bars. Nigga, that shit crazy. Y'all said y'all want more Gumball. Don't trip, you know I got y'all. I'm having a good day. Today's a good day. It's a great day. I'm dropping my songs later on today. Actually, probably like right after this. So it's not going to be that much later. So make sure y'all go check them things out. Click the links down in the description. Check out High. Check out Bang. Nigga, and next Friday, I'm dropping another song. The Friday after that, I'm dropping another song. I got 4 songs that are basically completely done. And they all fire. Of course, I mean, I made them. So to me, of course, they fire. But I want to know what y'all think down in the comments. Anyway, I'm ready to watch this. I'm ready to laugh. Gumball is hilarious. Let's go.
While The Amazing World of Gumball was originally created for kids, it became significantly darker after the 2nd season. Stick around to see which nightmare-inducing episode claimed the #1 spot of inappropriate Gumball moments. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button to never miss another video, and don't forget to give us a big thumbs up. Let's check out 10 The Amazing World of Gumball episodes that weren't for kids. The Storm. Let's start with the episodes that made one particular scene go pretty viral after someone watched the show and realized just how creepy this innuendo actually is. We all know all cartoons come with innuendos, but you never expect it from a show like this. In The Storm, we see Alan the balloon and Carmen the cactus break up. Gumball finds Alan crying in the school bathroom and tries really hard to make him feel better. This is when things get a bit weird. Alan says he doesn't have the strength to inflate and be cheery, which might as well be an innuendo. He even wiggles his head to show what he means. Of course, if you're too young, you probably won't even get this, but we bet a lot of adults wondered how this managed to even make it in the cartoon show. And in the next scene, we see the two leaving the bathroom stall. Alan looks happy and, well, inflated, while Gumball looks like he's just done something he probably shouldn't do at his age. Just look at Gumball's face. It's one of the weirdest innuendos we've ever seen on the show, and it certainly wasn't meant for kids.
Kids don't understand.
The remote. Since so many young kids watch this show, there's a good chance they might learn a few things from the storylines. However, not all lessons are positive. The Remote is the first episode of Season 1, but the ending of that episode features a creepy scene we hope no child would ever want to learn from. At the end of the episode, the 4-year-old, Anais, locks her whole family outside just so she could watch her favorite show. She seems very pleased with herself that she was able to pull this off, while the rest of the family seems pretty worried outside. While it's a cute idea, we hope that no child ever
what was she watching?
Off because it's really not safe. On top of that, Anais planned all of this out in order to get the family to stop fighting over the remote so she could watch her favorite show. We have a feeling plenty of kids feel exactly the same way, but we really hope none of them attempt to do this themselves and lock their family out of their house or even out of the room just so they can watch their favorite show. Not to mention, it's totally dangerous for 4-year-olds to be left alone in the house. The Job. This entire episode is just bizarre. At the beginning of The Job, we see Nicole acting pretty bizarre and having a nightmare, and later a breakdown when she realizes her husband has a job. When we were watching this scene, we definitely felt creeped out, so we can't even imagine kids watching the same thing. Nicole's bad feeling about her husband's job makes you wonder what's going to happen. Richard's reckless driving is probably considered hilarious by a lot of people, but we hope no kids think this is how you actually drive. Gumball's neighbors are also pretty bizarre, especially Mr. Small, who passes out from a fake vegetarian pizza. For a few seconds, it seems unclear whether he's still alive, which is just a little bit too inappropriate. But seriously, Nicole's mental breakdown is one of the highlights of this creepy episode that definitely wasn't for kids. Besides, she wants to stop her husband from having a job after they realize his job is causing weird shifts in the entire town. The entire car ride is also pretty creepy, as is the music. As many people have pointed out, some Gumball episodes should never be seen by kids. And
was that a booty that just fell on the car?
Halloween. Let's face it, every Halloween episode is creepy, regardless of what the show actually is. Halloween scenes just allow characters to make the cartoon slightly more scary than usual, but shows like Gumball take it slightly too far. And it starts right at the beginning when the kids take a shortcut through the graveyard. Why would they ever do that in the first place? Here's the actual problem we have with the Halloween episode. Gumball and the rest of the gang go into the graveyard house, but because Anais is too young to go, they just leave her hanging on a tree. Yes, you heard that right. She's just hanging on a tree and they go into a haunted house. And then there's of course Carrie, the ghost, who makes Gumball and Darwin drink the potion that turns the entire place into a scary party house. And it gets even creepier when Gumball and Darwin turn into ghosts and their real bodies just drop down. Of course, Halloween episodes are meant to be scary, but this was just a little bit too much, especially since the show is meant to be a kid's show. And let's not forget to mention that the scary Halloween party has way too many flirty innuendos.
Like what?
The flower.
Oh, you should have told us.
The show gets extremely dark in season 2, and all other seasons after. The flower starts pretty innocently with a cheer scene, and Gumball enjoying the sight of his cheerleader girlfriend. Darwin was pretty hilarious by keeping it real in the first scene, but what makes this inappropriate is Gumball's jealousy at Leslie being with Penny instead of him. This episode was meant to show the actual effects of jealousy on a person, but seriously, they took it just a little bit too far. Gumball becomes a completely different person, and honestly, it's pretty scary. While it's true that this is what jealousy actually looks like, it's just a little bit too much seeing Gumball basically having two personalities, while Carrie and Darwin seemed pretty scared. Even the school staff seemed horrified by Gumball's behavior.
I know there's one.
This is definitely one of the top.
Bro, I know there's one girl, and when her jealousy kicks in, I swear she acts like a completely different person. She's so jealous. It's fucking insane. It's crazy. It's like, you're not even my girlfriend. Like, what? I've been told you when I first met you, I'm talking to other girls and I'm having sex with other women. Like, what are you talking about? But her level of jealousy, I be thinking she gonna slit my throat sometimes, I swear.
Previous episodes that definitely weren't meant to be watched by kids' eyeballs. Seriously, the jealous version of Gumball is way too mean.
But I'm crazy
and his voice is way too scary for kids. And then there's the scene where Gumball forgets that Penny is an actual live being and starts ripping off her petals to see if she actually loves him. The verdict's in, and we made a decision that this is just way too creepy. The Fan. The amazing world of Gumball also touches on an interesting topic no child should ever know about. Let's start with the beginning of the episode where Darwin and Gumball run so fast they completely forget about the dangers of the neighborhood. Not to mention they're super rude to Sarah and even knock her over on purpose at some point. But what's even more inappropriate about that is Sarah, who becomes just a little bit too creepy. And not just with her bad puns. Sarah is a stalker. Sarah thinks both Gumball and Darwin are totally in love with her. But when Gumball says she's the insanely obsessive person, she excitedly accepts this assignment. She seems to be always there, and she even admits that she sneaks into Gumball's room and watches him when he sleeps. She also explains all the places there are to hide in their house, and also mentions the lack of security. Pretty creepy, right?
She creepy.
She doesn't even seem to have a preference for neither Darwin or Gumball. She just wants one of them to be her husband. This is definitely a totally inappropriate episode for kids, and if they watch it, they should be explained that there's nothing funny or entertaining about being stalked and breaking into someone's house.
This is why I can't have kids. Because I'm going to be laughing like, damn, that bit crazy.
The Amazing World of Gumball is a really special show.
You know?
Now a lot of adults would want their kids to watch it. But
this
don't
I'm not ready,
we're not done yet. There are a lot more Gumball episodes that are just a little bit too weird for our liking. The joy is just way too bizarre. At the beginning, Darwin and Gumball are getting pissed because it's Monday. Their dad gives them a hug that makes their entire house explode. But it gets even weirder. After being miserable, both Gumball and Darwin become way too happy, and it's pretty weird. They start singing musicals. They're totally obnoxious, and they're disturbing their whole class. Gumball's laughter is also pretty psychotic, and definitely not the type of laughter you'd hear from an actual happy person. Gumball also tries to stop smiling, but ends up ripping his mouth from his face. Miss Simeon also makes the whole episode look like the Blair Witch Project by recording this weird phenomenon. And when Gumball and Darwin are on their hospital
I need to watch Gumball. This shit sound fire, bro. I'm not even gonna lie.
Completely lifeless.
My little brother that's 9 years old, he be watching it.
Including the ending where the students are being chased, isn't really appropriate for kids. The Signal. The Amazing World of Gumball features plenty of episodes where we see the town malfunctioning because of strange reasons. But the way this town malfunctions in this episode is strange even for this show. In The Signal, which is the 24th episode of Season 4, we see Gumball strangely glitch as Darwin tries on hats. It almost makes you think the actual episode is glitching. We feel like this episode is totally overly complex for a cartoon designed for kids. When Darwin gets upset over Gumball, he tries to become stronger to fight with him. In one scene, he ends up dropping the barbell on his face during a bench press, which
Oh.
is definitely every weightlifter's nightmare. But what's even creepier than that is the way their world is glitching. The way Darwin's face practically melts in one of the scenes is the weirdest thing we have ever seen, and we hope no child would ever repeat Richard's
What's the
car
problem?
jokes
Just because
they were
it's
actually
glitching.
pretty hilarious. And then, of course, it goes right back to the bizarre car scene. Although the episode has a sweet moment between Darwin and Gumball, the entire glitching and switching between the different scenes makes it just a little bit too creepy and confusing for a show that's meant for kids. The Scam. The Amazing World of Gumball didn't feature just one Halloween episode. In the 4th season, we get to see another Halloween moment that's even scarier than the first. It all starts with a Halloween show and tell at school. Gumball tells a scary Halloween story, and for some bizarre reason, he changes it into the monster he's talking about. And just like that, he changes back into Gumball like nothing happened. We all know this show has its weird moments, but it seems like the kids got more scared by the story rather than the fact Gumball can turn into a monster. Once he finishes the story, Carrie the ghost helps him manipulate things in the classroom to make the kids feel more scared. We see Susie's dress being lifted up and a human face being revealed underneath. And if that's not scary enough, it turns out that Gumball's monster was actually real, and he looks even scarier than the monster Gumball turned into. At some point, Gumball, Darwin, and Carrie were almost eaten by the creepy drooly monster, but it turned out that he just wanted a lot of candy. Even though this episode had a happy ending, it was way too scary for something that was meant for children. The Night. And now let's move on to the very final Gumball episode that sends chills down our spine. The characters of this series tend to dream about creepy stuff, and that's exactly what happens in The Night. The episode starts up with a dark fairy tale voice that starts putting everything and everyone to sleep and explains that we'll now explore people's dreams.
That sounds like a tight-ass episode.
What you mean? Feeling he's falling when he's asleep, but then he realizes he's in a dream. Then we see Mr. Small in a tiny room, and if you know Mr. Small, you know that he's claustrophobic, which means he's definitely freaking out. We also see Banana Joe snapping in half after trying to eat his own head. The bizarre episode shows characters in what seems to be their worst nightmare, and it's definitely not pretty. But the creepiest dream of all belongs to Anais, who becomes a doll, while Daisy the doll becomes a live being. Along with the terrifying music in the background, it also seems like Daisy is trying to drown and hurt her, even though Anais always makes sure she treats Daisy well. And the fact that Daisy comes to life and whispers that this was her dream is even stranger. Seriously, this show is just way too inappropriate for kids. And that's it for our video.
The show seemed perfectly fine for kids to me. I mean, what's the problem? I mean, if they like 7 and younger, maybe not. But if you're over 7, what's the problem? Listen, if my little brother that's 9 years old is watching this and he been watching this since he was like 7, ain't nothing wrong with him, you know? So I'll let my kids watch it too. Anyway, great video. Thank y'all so much for requesting it, bro. I'm going to see y'all next time. Peace.